deal with like looking at my ugly chair. But I think I'm gonna go to Trader Joe's on the way home today because I could use some prepackaged food. And Trader Joe's has relatively healthy prepackaged food. And then, yeah, I don't know. I think that's about it. I don't really have a lot going on. It's Wednesday. We had student free on Monday. We had meetings today in the morning. I was supposed to go on a field trip tomorrow, which I thought was gonna be perfect opportunity to film things. And then I am not going on the field trip tomorrow. Some other teachers are going. So I don't really have a lot this week other than the fact that I'm still, like yesterday, I brought the camera. Like I brought my DJI with me and it was a really busy day. Took it all around, never once brought it out of my bag. Never once. There was never a time because I feel like you have to take the cover off and then you have to, I mean, it's no big, yeah, like, oh, you have to take the cover off. I know, but, and then there's some places where you just feel like, don't necessarily want to call attention to myself, and it's a small camera, but yeah, I left it in my bag the whole time. So today, I was like, well, I have the tripod at school, I have the Sony at here, and then I carry my own SD card with me in case I want to use the Sony. But again, I just never switch it out, never want to use the Sony. So I think I'm gonna go to Trader Joe's. Our Trader Joe's has a really strict no filming rule, which is kind of weird. I don't know if any other supermarket, well, Sephora is not a supermarket, but Sephora has a no filming rule as well. So I think that's kind of interesting that places are like, you can't film in here. Like you can't even film like the chicken. Like I understand not filming random people. Okay, I get that. But you can't even film the products, which I find just odd. Especially when I feel like there's probably cameras in there filming you as you shop. But whatever. That is my extremely uneventful life right now. I have so much to do, but it's not like stuff that you record doing. It's stuff from my daughter's school, stuff from my school. It's not stuff that you, like no one wants to watch me do paperwork or lay out a yearbook. It's not very exciting. I don't really have a life. But maybe this weekend, I don't know, we'll see. And I am on the way to the hospital. My mother-in-law had an episode and she needed to go to the ER. And so I stopped by the place where she's currently living. They told me which ER she was sent to while we were at work.
I started looking into who he was and where he lived.
Sorry about that. It's never done that before. I didn't know it could multitask. I did not know my car could multitask like that. Or I guess it's the phone now. So anyway, the point is I'm headed to the closest ER, which is good. And we're gonna take it from there. This is just sort of what our life is like, you know? I left school during one of my free periods to come. I did a lot of work today, so I feel semi-justified leaving. I think I left like 15 minutes early, honestly. I don't normally do that. But if you think of all the time, no, I'm not even gonna justify it. Like, that was wrong. I know that was wrong, but it's okay. Because I did what I had to do in a moment of need, and it's gonna be fine. So now I have to go to the ER. I'm not even sure if they're gonna let me in, just because, you know, there's COVID outbreaks, there's people that are direly sick. It's a very small ER, and so I'm not sure if I'm gonna get in. I'm sure my daughter's like sitting at the edge of her seat waiting for me to come get her from school, but my husband can pick her. He has a later class, so he can pick her up after. It's fine. Everyone can pull together and just make this work. Or, you know, I hate to say it, she's probably gonna send me a text or something and be like, can I go home with a friend? Which at this point is probably just fine. I don't necessarily mind that, even though it's a school night and I try to have rules about going over to friends' houses on school nights. But that's only because that was the rule that my parents had, and I'm not entirely sure why I have to follow that exact rule. My dad's been complaining about health issues, but he's been pretty good. Like, he wasn't feeling well for a few days and I was pretty worried, but he's hanging in there, man. He's doing it. The man has lasted, like, he's done better since my mother passed. It's going on 2 years. It'll be 2 years in April. It'll be 2 years in April. And he's doing way better than I thought he was going to do. It's hard to deal with him sometimes, but I'm very proud of him. He's doing pretty well. So headed to the ER, and that's just, I'll give you the update, or maybe not, I don't know. But I just want to point out that this is real life for some of us. This is what happens for some people when they have kids and elderly people. There's a whole bunch of stuff I'm supposed to be doing for PTA. That's okay. I can do that over the weekend. And that's one of the things that I have learned. Sometimes I need to slow down and handle one thing at a time. My daughter also has an audition for Disney Channel, and I need to print out her sides so that she can practice and memorize them and do really well with that, which I kind of forgot about in all this. In the whole scheme of life, I don't think Disney Channel is our biggest priority right now. I think our biggest priority right now is my mother-in-law and just keeping our heads above water. This is hard on my husband, so he is actually one of my largest priorities at the moment. And we got to figure out what's wrong with her, what's causing. It could be a UTI again. Seems, it could be a UTI again. Now, our hospital's kind of weird, our local hospital, because you have to pay to park. I don't know of very many hospitals where you have to pay to park, but yeah, you have to pay to park at our local hospital. It's a paid parking lot, so that's just sort of interesting. And I would have come better prepared had I known that, we're going to go really slow now. Okay, I would have come better prepared had I known that I was going to be out for an extent, like not headed home. I have my Fendi Mama bag, which ironically, oh my goodness, I think this was the bag that I was carrying the last time I ended up taking my mother-in-law to the hospital. That's weird. Oh well. Story for another time. Yeah, I know I look bad. It's okay. I know it. And my outfit today, I just got done swimming. This is not my outfit, but my outfit today is just, it's not even cute. But I'm not feeling cute because in addition to everything with my mother-in-law, I had some bad eating days and I'm really bloated and gross. I don't know how other people feel, but if I'm bloated or if I put on any kind of weight, like it just affects my mood. And I'm not supposed to pay attention to what's on the scale and all that like self-help stuff that's really trendy right now. And that's great. Honestly, it's not a looks thing because you can't tell. Sorry, it's super foggy. I had to open the window. You can't tell if I'm, in my normal weight range or like literally 1 pound, 3 ounces outside of it. But that's not the point. The point is I feel gross. Like I feel just blah. I feel bloated. Like I feel bloated. And so that affects my mood. And that's very real. So I got to get my eating a little bit more under control because that was a mistake I made. Like I did that to myself. I'm trying to be less self-destructive. The whole reason I've given up alcohol, whole reason I try not to do any kind of impulse purchases or buying. Okay, back to the story. We all thought it was going to be a UTI because UTIs have a history of making people who have dementia or Alzheimer's go a little off the rails. And so we were thinking UTI. There's no UTI. So she was placed on a calming medication by her psychiatrist to keep her less violent about a month ago. But it's a very small dosage. So a normal dosage would be twice a day would be what she receives once a day. And this isn't a known side effect, but it's drugs. And my personal opinion is if you can keep drugs out of your body, keep drugs out of your body. So that's where we are. I'm not taking a day off of work today because I don't have it confirmed. They want me to take her back to her primary care physician. I'm not really sure what that's going to do, but it's just another set of eyes, trained eyes, on the whole situation. So obviously I'm going to do that, but I don't have a confirmed appointment. So I'm not going to take a day off of work, and I'm not going to take her to urgent care because it's not really an urgent care issue. And she's not good in those long waiting situations. Like yesterday at the hospital, in the ER, it was so hard to keep her contained and not trying to like run away or fight or, So I'm going to get on the phone with the doctor's office and see if I can find an appointment for her, and then I'll take it from there, depending on what they say. That's the plan. Because no drinking, no self-destructive eating, no overspending, no missing work without just cause. These are the things that are keeping me sane right now, and making videos. So that's where we are. I feel like there was something else I was going to say. Oh, I watched the Tesla event last night, and guys, I want one of those Optimus robots, because I feel like if I had an Optimus robot, it could take care of my dad. It could keep my mother-in-law company. I think that someday a Tesla Optimus robot is going to be taking care of myself and my 25 cats. That's the way I see it. All right, here's the plan. Pick up my daughter, go to Starbucks, visit Nana. I think she's having a good day today. Cat food, cat sand, wash the soccer uniform. I think that's everything for the end of the evening. I'm going to save like managerial stuff that I have to do for tomorrow, I think. Or maybe I'll start working on it tonight. No, I'm not going to work on it tonight. I don't want to work on it tonight. Yearbook wore me out. My yearbook class just wore me out. Because it's a huge class. It's like 40 kids. Half of them, 3/4 of them, do not have my approval to be here. They were just placed in here. And we have to build a yearbook when not everybody is willing to do work. So they wear me out. They're exhausting. All my other classes are great this year, but they are just lagging it. So I think that's all I can handle for right now. But that's still kind of a lot. It's like 3:30, so it's like time for me to get moving. Anyway, today's agenda includes dealing with my dad. We're going to take him to the store. I can't do my grocery shopping at the same time that he does his grocery shopping because he has like a list of chores for me to do in addition to his shopping. So like my stuff would all go bad in the car, and there's no room in his refrigerator for it. But his latest email is that what he really wants is he really wants me to cook him dinner every night. Like when I get home from work at like 5 o'clock or whatever, instead of taking my daughter to her activities or cleaning my house or doing whatever, he wants me to cook him dinner. And I don't cook. Like we are very, you know, pre-made meal kind of a family. And it's not just like cook. It would be like follow his directions, and he really wants just somebody to do. He doesn't want to have to pay, but he wants to have someone in the house that he can tell what to do specifically. Like, just okay. So he would, when my mom was still alive, he would say, like, he would sit down to dinner and then, I need a fork. Get up and get me a fork. And then she would have to get up and get him a fork. And then she'd sit down and he'd be like, I need a cup. I want ice in this cup. I need a cup. So she would have to get up again and like get him a cup. And so now he's really upset because he has to do it all by himself. In other words, he has to get up and get his own stuff, and it's making him tired, and he doesn't like to be tired. And he's very upset by this because he felt like it was women love to do that. That's what women live for. He was born in the 1930s. So I don't know if that's really an excuse. But anyway, I'm not going to be that person. That's just not going to be me. And so I am going to teach him about the wonderful world of DoorDash. If he wants a variety of food delivered to him, I think it's time that we explore DoorDash, because, you know, he complains, and there's so many things modern technology wise. Like, he could get an Uber to go places when he drove, he didn't really go anyplace, but he could get an Uber if he really wanted to go somewhere. He could have things delivered to his house. He could, there's so many things that he could do. He just refuses to go into the next century or learn about these things. He just wants to complain because things aren't the way they were before. And I know a lot of people are like, well, that's just old people in general. And that's, no, you have to, he's special. He has, he's got some other issues going on there. So I want to make him happy, but I'm not going to sacrifice my well-being and my mental health to deal with that. So yeah, that's sort of today. So today is really like, I take one day a week and I pretty much dedicate it to his stuff. That's today. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through his paperwork. I'm going to, fix any computer issues he has, take him to the store, put all of his food away, make sure there's nothing that's no longer edible. Like, I have this day dedicated to his chores, but then that's it, because I can only take so much. And I feel bad about that. I really do. But I can't imagine going to a full day of work and then coming home and try to sit down and then get me a fork. Get me this. Get me that. Do this. Do that. I can't do it. Nope. It's not really in the cards for me. So anyway, that's what we're doing today. We're going to take him to the store and do all of his chores. And hopefully it's a good day.